The Trump playbook is still playing out, and so we want to see where it heads towards. But I was just reading, U.S. farmers are beginning to complain because USAID was the biggest mopper of excess food.
Hello guys, this is Jibril on Authentic Plus TV. Kindly subscribe to the channel if today happens to be your first time. Give me your like, share this video, and let's continue the discussion in the comment section as we always do it. And today I have a very beautiful story. Africa rise, and Africa indeed is rising. We have Ghana's president who just attended a meeting in Germany, MSC town hall meeting, and then he was asked some questions in relation to what is happening in the United States, Donald Trump's administration having disrupted the USAID not to provide any services as to the original means they used to operate. Now, what is going to be Africa's new direction in relation to the curtailment of the USAID? And then I like the answers that was posted by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and it speaks volume.
The Trump playbook is still playing out, and so we want to see where it heads towards. But I was just reading, U.S. farmers are beginning to complain because USAID was the biggest mopper of excess food for food aid to Africa. And USAID is not doing the auctions that mops up the excess U.S. food. And so the U.S. farmers are complaining. But it's an opportunity for Africa to increase food production. And so if that aid stops coming, we would do the investments that are necessary to make our farmers more productive so that we can establish food security in Africa instead of waiting for those US aid handouts to come.
He says this is the time for Africa to take the opportunity and then redevelop itself. Carve a new ways to be able to move in the direction where Africa would be in a position to compete with the world. In a sense that he says it's time for Africa to develop the infrastructure that will help it secure, food security and be able to trade amongst itself, because all the trading channel has been the colonial type where Africa's most produce are sent to Europe. It means that Africa has never been in the position to trade amongst itself. It always pushes its raw materials to the Europe and the Americas for further, processing. Here in Africa, we do not, trade amongst ourselves. And so here he says there are going to be challenges, but then this is the only way out. We have to take opportunity of the issues in the United States to be able to develop as Africa, the whole continent, because he emphasized that it is not about national reliance that matters, but it is the whole continental reliance that is what is going to bail Africa out of the current circumstance that we find ourselves. And guys, I believe you share in this idea, because it's time for Africa to develop instead of always relying on foreign aid. How do you develop if always you want to be supported? You are waiting for United States to send you aid before you're able to meet, your budget projections and all those kind of stuff. How are you going to develop as a country and as a continent? So he says it's the time. It is the time that food aid is not coming into Africa. Africa has the opportunity. We have the arable lands to be able to produce enough food for storage and then for exportation amongst ourselves. And so many countries have signed on to the Continental Free Trade Agreement, which Africa is going to champion through this means to be able to be self-reliant and then trade amongst itself. And that is the way. And so we are going to take advantage of the disruption in the US and then, find our way out. He also mentioned that as a student of psychology, he believes that there is so much opportunity in every adversity. So the current happenings in the US is an opportunity for Africa to develop. Guys, kindly subscribe to this channel. Give me your like, share this video. And then as usual, let's continue the discussion in the comment section. Let me hear what you think. Thank you.